is coming all the way from Las Vegas, as I mentioned, and she is a military veteran who interviews veterans of comedy. She has already interviewed over 500 of them, mostly during the pandemic, every single day. So let's hear it for the hysterical Linda Marcus Smith.
Thank you. You know, I am a pretender. In fact, I'm pretending so much that I've become the great pretender, like the song. Whoa, yes, I'm the great pretender, pretending I'm not confused. But I'm so confused. Oh my gosh. I'm confused. The news told us in the pandemic we have to stay in our rooms alone and not stick our fingers in our orifices? That's confusing. I was thinking, why are we... It would be a good time to stick our fingers in our orifices, but oh no. You know, I'm confused about the whole traveling. You know, is it safe? Is it not safe? It's really not safe for me to travel. So I sent my hips on a trip. Oh, they've gone abroad. They've got their own area code. They just called me yesterday from a different zip code. No, they would call from area. Never mind. You get the point. So I'm confused about exercising, right? Because when I go to the gym, I don't do squats. I use those mirrors all over the place to watch the men to see if the men are watching me. And that's a full-time job, just trying to find one who is. One time at the gym, I did exercise, though. You should be so happy to hear it. I went to 24-hour fitness, and I had 1 hour to kill. So, you know, tell me the paperwork, give me a tour, and let me sign the paperwork and go exercise. Well, they talked and paperwork and the tour. There was only a few minutes to exercise. And then they said, do you want to sign the document? Do you want to get into the gym later using a real key? Or do you want to use the fingerprint thing? And I thought, I've never lost a finger, but I've sure lost a lot of keys. So let's go with the fingerprint machine. So they took me over to it, and they go, okay, Linda, take your finger and go up, down. Okay, start over. Up, down, start over. 17 times. That's all the repetitions I got at the gym that day. Yeah, my finger... I could dial a rotary phone, but we don't have them anymore, Cassie. You can Google it later. I'm aging. Is anybody out there aging? Cassie, are you getting older? We're all getting older. This is my relatable material I'm into now. Oh my God. I just turned 21 for the third time. I turned 21 3 times plus 6 years. That's 69. And a lady the other day said, you look so great for your age. And I was like, oh, wow, for my age, that's not a compliment. But then I was saved. You know, sometimes somebody will give you a backhanded compliment, and then somebody else will say something really nice right after. A white hipster guy says, you look amazeballs. And I thought, oh, wow. But I don't know what that is. I don't want to Google it. It's got the word balls in it. What's going to come up? I'm not going to Google it. Besides, after they check your hard drive, you guys, after you kill your third husband. Yeah. You know, I like telling New Yorkers, some of you are New Yorkers, maybe all of you, kind of, this might fly, this might not fly, but I tell New Yorkers, I'm from the Upper West Side. And they say, oh, you sound a little bit weird for a New Yorker. Not good Upper West Side. I'm from the Upper West Side of the U.S. map, Oregon. Yeah. Nothing good ever came out of Oregon. And I'm including myself in that. Yeah. We had Tanya Harding. Do I have to remind you, folks? Pastor, are you with me still? She coined the phrase, "take a knee," long before Colin Kaepernick and the whole entire NFL. So she was a knee breaker and a groundbreaker. I come from the city of Portland, Oregon. Keep it weird. And every time I ever left Portland, the mayor, I know you're the mayor of Bayside, but my mayor would call me up and say, "Get back here. It's not weird without you." Thanks lately to the whole Antifa scenario. Portland is really on the map for being weird. Am I right, Helene?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They burnt down my favorite statue of an elk, a deer. In case you don't know you guys in New York know what deer are, especially up in the north part. Anyway, they burnt down a statue, my favorite statue of a deer. So not only has Portland become really weird without me, but now they can finally say that the buck stops there. Yeah, it's a whole new thing out there. So Portland has, once a year, they have 20,000 people that go riding bikes naked. And I went out there last year and I said, I got to see me some scrotum. I want to see some male body parts. But they're whizzing by, lickety split. And then I had this guy on a bicycle. He yelled at me and he said, "Get out of the bike lane, you crazy witch with a bee," because there's children watching. And so I took all my jokes and my comedy, and I went to New York to do comedy. And I got so excited because I saw the Empire State Building up there, and Trump didn't build it, so winning, right? And I love that building. And so I was standing there looking at it, and that song came to my head. Sing it with me. If you can make it here,
you make it.
Anywhere. Yes, exactly. And then I heard the voice, the familiar voice. "Get out of the bike lane, you crazy witch with the beat. This is your queen set." And then I was like, oh my God, I'm taking my jokes and I'm going to go to Vegas. That makes sense. So I'm here in Vegas with my jokes. Do you like my dress, you guys?
Yeah.
Well, it's because of thank you. It's because of my amazing comedy career here in Vegas. It's taking off, you guys. Mostly at bus stops. That's where it's taken off, bus stops. Casting couches have changed over the years. You got to do what you got to do, If I see somebody and they're I'm just trying to get me some comedy gigs. So if I see somebody, I'm going to tell them a joke. You never know. I might land up at some casino that's still open someday, So I tell people jokes. They shut down the city. The minute I got here, they shut the city down. No coincidence to me, but there's no sin in Sin City. I'm like, that's confusing. I can't have a slip and fall accident. I thought I could slip and fall on some of them hooker trading cards, and there aren't any. So I'm out here all on my own at bus stops trying to make people laugh one by one. And there was a little old lady at the bus stop, and I said, "You look sad. Do you want a joke? I mean, a joke is the cure for everything, right, folks?" And so she said, "Sure." So I said, "Blah, blah, blah, punchline," to which she said, "Keep your day job." I haven't had a day job since 1996. But now, thanks to my comedy career at bus stops and my dress and my hooker heels and missing hookers, I have a day job. I'm now a Las Vegas streetwalker. If I'm going to be confused, I'm going to confuse everybody else. I'm out here. They don't know if I'm a hooker or not, or just I escaped from a nursing home. It's kind of fun. I worked really hard to have a really tight behind. You know what I mean, girls? And I like it when men come up behind me and think, oh, wow. And then they have to take me at face value. That's kind of fun. I'm into confusing. If I'm going to be confused, I'm confusing other people. Yeah, that's my calling card. So, yeah. So I've been doing this whole thing, walking up and down the strip in a prom gown and hooker heels. And a cop stopped me the other night. He did. And he said, see, there's scary, the tourists aren't here, so there's scary people on both sides of the streets. And so I walked in the middle of the street. They took out the palm trees. They decided to do this construction during COVID. They took out palm trees, so thank you. I'm walking in the middle of the street where I'm safe. And a cop says, you can't jaywalk. And I'm like, how stupid are you? I'm walking perpendicular to the street. But I said, oh, I'm not jaywalking. I'm walking with the street. And he says, well, what are you doing that for? I said, see, there's tweakers over there and scary people over there. And I said, that's why. And he goes, then why don't you stay at home? And I'm thinking, so why don't you fix society? But that was a little above his pay grade. So I said, you know, he said, I need to stay at home if I'm scared. I said, officer, let's take this logic on your career path choice. You know, when your phone rings and you have to go to like a domestic disturbance, do you go home because you're scared? No, you walk right into that fear. That's what I'm doing. You're welcome. I didn't wind up in jail, so I'm winning. But now I have a new song thanks to the policemen and the city being shut down. And you want to hear my final song?
Yes.
Sure you do. My final song is, where have all the hookers gone? Long time passing. Where have all the hookers gone? Long time. You get the point. That's about my time. I'm Linda Marcus Smith.
Yay. Thank you, Linda.